Okay, so let's dive into this technical evaluation of the neural recall AI system. We're looking at a pretty specific version here, the Llama 3.23b model, which at about 1.9 gigabytes is, it's incredibly compact for a modern AI.
It's tiny. And what's so fascinating here is the core mission. It's not about proving that raw scale is the only thing that matters.
Hmm.
Not at all. This was all about seeing if, superior orchestration and a really clever memory layer could make this small system punch way above its weight.
And it seems like it did.
Oh, absolutely. The results show this amazing trajectory, moving from what was a B+ system to a solid A performer.
Yeah.
And it does all this while keeping that lightning fast speed you'd expect from, say, a 3060 class GPU.
So for anyone listening, the big takeaway is that intelligence doesn't just come from model size. It's also about smart architecture. And we saw that on the scorecard, right? The consistency was remarkable.
We did. The metrics for its internal discipline are, well, they're perfect.
Yeah.
The system got a 100% on memory persistence. It never forgot key rules or tokens from one round to the next.
That's huge.
And maybe even more significantly, it had perfect 100% adherence to its tool budget, which was really severe. Just one single tool call. It never broke that rule.
And that's where the smart orchestration really paid off on the knowledge side. It had a 100% preference for any source tagged as published when there was a conflict. It just knew which authority to trust instantly.
Right, and the memory layer was really the engine behind all of this compliance. You should think of it less like simple storage and more like a hyper-efficient chief of staff. It instantly incorporates the CEO's latest order before it even considers looking at older contradictory memos.
So it's always working with the best, most current information.
Exactly, and that dramatically boosted iterative correction. The system almost never made the same mistake twice.
Which ties into what the evaluation called zero trust discipline. So what does that actually mean for the listener?
It means the system basically learned not to trust its own scratchpad logs from previous steps. Instead, it forced itself to recalculate the answer based only on the core rules.
A kind of digital trust but verify for its own thinking?
Precisely. A zero-trust policy for its own history. And this is how it managed to master those really complex conditions later in the evaluation.
That sounds like trying to navigate a legal document that has like a dozen tricky footnotes.
That's a great analogy. It is. But, for all these successes, it wasn't perfect. A couple of primary weaknesses did persist.
Okay.
The first was some early confusion between entailment versus consistency. It was mistaking plausibility, something that just sounds right, for true deductive entailment.
So the classic trap of confusing maybe with absolutely must be true.
Exactly. A subtle but really critical failure. And the second weakness was, well, it kept having issues with numeric rounding and counting, especially when you had overlapping criteria.
Which brings us directly to the high-impact fixes they recommended, right? The PZOs.
The POs.
Yeah.
The ones designed to push this system to a solid A.
So if we were to take these MITSs and apply them more broadly, what are the key takeaways?
Okay, so first, they proposed what they call the math micropolicy. Now, this isn't a calculator tool. It's more of a specific prompt that forces the model to calculate arithmetic step by step.
To stop it from just guessing the answer in one go?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It removes those single-shot approximation failures. They think this alone could boost numeric accuracy by 5 to 8 points.
Wow. And the second one?
The second was the window helper, a small utility routine. It was needed to get rid of those off-by-deadline errors just by precisely calculating start times for escalations and recoveries.
Simple but effective. And I think they also mentioned an authority-aware memory schema.
They did, which sounds very technical, but it's really just a fancy way of storing facts with confidence levels. So the system always knows to trust the core rules over its own less reliable internal logs. So yeah, overall, the evaluation was a huge success. It proved that a compact 3B model can be guided through smart orchestration and memory to perform like a much bigger system, all while staying incredibly fast. It really lowers the barrier for entry for this kind of advanced reasoning.
And it's interesting, the success really depended on those strict constraints like the required JSON output and that super tight one-call tool budget. It makes you wonder, when you're tackling complex problems in your own work, how might defining similar severe limitations actually improve your own focus and execution? Something to think about.